Hello, everybody. This is Tiffany with the Private Room, and tonight we have our special episode of our 2024 Supermoms. This was inspired by a contest that is going on right now for our mamas, a couple of our mamas that are on here today. And so we are going to do some introductions so you can get to know who our Supermoms are. But before we do that, I want to make sure that we introduce our host for tonight, which is myself, Tiffany Sunshine Brown, and then I'm going to have Kashonda and Terrence, or sorry, Gray, for Gray to introduce himself. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. I do it every time. So Gray is gonna introduce himself, and then we're gonna start introductions of our super mamas to get us going for our special episode tonight. So welcome back from the big holiday weekend that everybody had, and we hope that you will tune in to support our super mamas that we have chosen for 2024. So Miss Kashonda, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am Kashonda, also known as Queen's Rising. I'm an author, gardener. I've known Tiffany for a couple of years, and I work with her domestic violence as a domestic violence advocate. Jack of all trades, a mother of six, grandmother of two, one on the way. Have my master's in organizational leadership. I love to help. That's pretty much it.
Nice. That was a great introduction. So you're a mom of six. So tell us how do you what are the ages of your kids? Tell us that.
24, 23, 19, 16, 14, and 11.
Wow. Wow. And then you have two grandbabies and one on the way. How old are your grandbabies?
5, 3, and 3.
5 and 3. Nice. What do they call you?
Gigi.
Gigi. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, Gray, please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, ladies. How is everyone today?
Hi, Gray.
I'm gonna fight you, Tiff. I was on a
I
business
know.
call, but I heard you. I did.
Don't
I
beat me
heard.
up. I was
I
hoping you
did.
didn't hear me.
I know. I hear everything, Tiff. You know that. You know that. So I'm Gray. I am a certified life coach, specializing in lifestyle expansion, personal and professional development, and mindset recalibration. I am an executive vice president of business development for Goldstrand Media. Um, so we do film and television, all kinds of media, honestly. And I'm a co-host on the Private Room podcast,
Yes,
as
you
well
are.
as a father. So I'm happy to see all of the mothers because without y'all, the boat don't float. So I appreciate y'all, everything you do.
Thank you, Gray. Thank you. So, Gray is is our newest host that joined us about 3 weeks ago now on the private room because we want to make sure we have an even balance between myself, Tiffany, Kashonda, and we have Gray. So we want to make sure that we have an even balance on the private room to get all perspectives. So thank you for Gray for coming on with us tonight because you didn't have to be. I did say if you didn't want to be on this tonight, you didn't have to, but it's good to be able to get your perspective and your questions as a father to our mothers tonight that we're featuring. So thank you
I
for
I like
being.
hanging out with pretty ladies, Tiff.
I know you do. I know you do. We have all beautiful ladies on here today. We all of them are beautiful. Every last one of them. So great. So I'm just gonna go in order of who I can see. Gray, how old is your kids?
9 and 27.
9 and 27. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have a nice range of children that we're going to be talking about today in parenting. So I'm going to go in order as I can see you on my screen. So the first person is Miss Lisa. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do career wise, and how many children do you have?
Okay. Hi, I'm Lisa Bowman. And Tiffany asked me to do this. And I was like, well, I'm not so much a mom anymore. Yes, I still have children, but I'm more of a yaya. I have 6 grandchildren, 30 years ago, I probably would have considered myself a super mom. I was a Leche League leader, helped women to breastfeed for 20 years. I was a 4-H leader, volunteered with, all kinds of my kids' activities. And I raised 4 children. And now I'm a yaya. I have 6 grandchildren ranging in age from almost 5 to 12. And I lost one son a few years ago, but my other 3 children all have 2 kids apiece. So I'm excited to be at that point in my life. I also can't be the traditional grandma that stays home and takes care of the kids while the moms work or are sick, because I work 3 jobs. I'm a realtor, and I'm a teacher in a men's prison 5 days a week. And I work for the federal government for the Census Department. So I work
Nice.
but I do go to grandchildren's baseball games, softball games, dance recitals, all that too. So it was very nice meeting the 2 of you that we've met so far, and I can't wait to meet everybody else.
Great. Thank you, Lisa. So you are a super mama. You done raised 4 kids. Now you're helping with raising 6 grandkids, Miss Yaya. So I think it was really important to have you on. I know you were like, well, me? Yes, you're still a mama, even though you're a grandma. And I think that makes it even more reason for us to acknowledge and for us to celebrate you as a mom. I do know when I was pregnant with the twins, you did help me with breastfeeding as well, which I appreciated, because being a first-time mom and then a first-time mom to twins was a lot.
So they were so small.
Yeah.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. So Lisa was there for me when I first became a mama, and helped me with breastfeeding, and she's been there ever since. The twins have gone camping with her before. She's at a lot of our functions that we do, family functions with the kids and stuff like that. I know her kids, except for your son. I don't think I've met your other son.
You haven't met one of them? No, wait. Well, now your kids met them because they went camping with the family.
Right. Yeah. So I know your daughter, Miss Tessa. I saw her when she was, I believe, middle school, going to high school, to getting married, to being a mom herself. So you are definitely a super mama. So I'm glad that you did decide to come on with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Next, I have Miss Kelly. Please introduce yourself, lady, and tell us about your kids.
Turn myself off mute. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I am Kelly. I am a 47-year-old mother of 5 children who range in ages of 24, 21, 20, 13, and 11. I am a Kiki. I have 2 grandsons, and their names are Judah and Coda. They're 6 and 3. And I work for Spectrum, and I have a modeling mentor group called the House of Fearless Runway, where we break down the stereotypes of what society says beauty is, and we support healthy relationships between men and women, both professionally and personally. And we do that on a platform that told a lot of us that we weren't good enough, which is fashion in one way.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. So I met Kelly for a model call last year, and I just loved her attitude, her motivation, her inspiration to the women. She's definitely about empowering women to live and thrive as the women that they are, and to be really authentic about who they are. So that was one thing that I really loved about her when I met her, and just her personality was just very magnetic. She had a beautiful smile, and just everyone just kind of flowed and went with everything that she was saying. And I just fell in love with Miss Kelly. She's been on the private room with us before, and she is actually going to be helping me with directing our BVP Project Safe Haven Purple Cabaret that we're doing in October. So I hope that all of you that are listening will look forward to that. And all of our mamas on here, I hope that y'all can make time to come, because we are going to have a fashion show during the cabaret. So that's going to be on October 12th. And she is going to be co-directing that with me. So I'm very excited about that.
I am too.
Yes, I am. So we have a Gigi, Yaya, and a Kiki. Did I get that right? Okay, okay, okay. Because my memory is horrible. So if I get it wrong, y'all please let me know. Our
Yeah.
next super mama that I can see is Miss Rebecca. Please introduce yourself. You're on mute, baby.
Oh, there we go. You-
Yes, we can hear you.
okay. Hello, I'm Rebecca. I have one child. He is 21, and it's been a job raising, but I've made it through. Um, I work as an insurance agent right now. I do property and casualty insurance, and I'm a notary public.
Nice, nice. So I just saw a networking opportunity right here because you do property insurance, and we have Lisa, who's a realtor. So we'll make sure that we connect y'all in chat because that would be a good connection for the two of you to maybe do some business with one another. So everyone has something great to offer on this platform, but that's definitely a connection that I know would be a good connection for y'all. So that's what we're all about, is networking and just, elevating everybody in their career choices. Next up we have is the gorgeous Miss JV. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Hi, I am fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Tell us about you.
All right. Well, I go by JB, but my name is Jasmine. I'm 35 and I have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. He's getting ready to graduate and go to first grade. I'm
Ooh.
also, yeah, I'm also a published model. I also dance. I'm an actress. I'm actually getting ready for the play called The Wiz. Instead of the Tin Man, I'm the Tin Woman. And
Love it.
yes, and I also am a licensed cosmetologist.
Hmm.
Ooh. I don't think I knew that piece, Jay. I don't
Yeah,
think I knew you were a cosmetologist.
yes, I went to school for it in Dallas, so I've been licensed for a while. And I forgot to tell you the biggest part, I'm a brain cancer survivor.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. She is a definite survivor, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later because that's going to be part of her story that I definitely want to make sure that she gets to share. And then last but definitely not least, Miss Lakeisha. Miss Lakeisha, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha. I pretty much go by Keisha. Everybody just calls me Keisha, but I'm 40. I originally am from the DMV area. Been here in Charlotte for 10 years this year, actually. I am mom and bonus mom to 4 amazing kiddos, 2 girls, 2 boys, ages 7, 11, 13, and 17. Um, I'm a busy bee, so I do a lot. I have 2, as of today, 2 primary jobs. One is healthcare. I work for GW Hospital up in DC, and I just received a promotion today. I'm a hotel manager for a Marriott out of town, so I'm super excited about that. I'm also a baker. Everybody knows my business is Keisha's Cakes here in Charlotte. And I'm also a travel agent for Diamond Status Travel. So I'm a busy bee, but I love the community. Linking with Tiffany, I've been able to do different. I've always wanted to kind of do more volunteering, and so when it comes to that, Tiffany has been my window there. So just kind of linking with her and BVP and the just her presence in the community kind of bringing me in, whether it's for cakes or for travel or even just a presence as a mom. I think it's just been amazing. So just to be featured here today with you other amazing moms is definitely an honor.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to tell y'all now, whenever I have any event, anything at home, anything for the kids, I don't care if it's a piece of candy up to a cake. Keisha is getting all my business and all my money. And we fight over her food. So if y'all ever need, and literally fight over whatever dessert she makes. So if y'all ever need any type of dessert, please make sure that y'all reach out to her. She's right here in Charlotte. She does deliver, and I highly recommend her. Highly recommend her. So We'll put that in there. Put that little info commercial in there right there real quick. And for your travel needs, she does a personal touch whenever I've booked with her and I go to check in. I always have a personal touch in my hotel room, which I always love. And I actually look forward to when I book through her because I know there's going to be something special in the room, no matter if it's a little card or something else. There's always something special when she books travel for me. So if y'all are looking for travel or need travel, I would definitely recommend Lakeisha for that. So let's get right into it. It looks like, let's get Kelly back. There we go. All right,
Can I ask
mamas.
a question before you get started?
Sure. Yep. Go ahead, Gray.
JB, where are you located? Uh-oh. JB, are you there? I gotta call you by your government name. We get responses. We get responses on the Private Room podcast. We call people by the government name. I think we might have lost her. I was going to ask. So maybe she'll hear it. I was going to ask where she's located because on Sunday, this Sunday, my company is having an actors workshop intensive. Casting directors and producers and executive producers and directors and acting coaches, and it's going to be crazy. We're feeding people. It's going to be amazing. And if she was close enough to make the traverse, I've actually been reaching out to people in the Charlotte area, like acting departments. I'm gonna send you the flyer tip, but I've been reaching out to acting troops and that kind of thing in Charlotte, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Nashville, Birmingham, Athens, Augusta, Macon, Columbus, anywhere within 3 hours.
Okay.
Because we had a lady show up last time from New Orleans.
Nice.
So it's almost foolish to have East Coast Hollywood right here. And people who are acting not know about what we've got going on. Like Man Robinson from Man Robinson Studios is sponsoring it. And he releases movies on Tubi like he owns the platform.
Gotcha.
So just an opportunity for anybody who might want to be seen pop up. And, nice. She made it back.
We can hear you.
My announcement.
I was talking.
Yeah, so JB,
you, but it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, so JB, he just told about an event that is going on this Sunday, and so he's going to send me the flyer, and I'll send it out to everyone. That he's having an acting intensive event this Sunday in Atlanta. Greg?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll make sure that I get the information to all of you, and Kelly might be interested as well because she manages or works with models and brand ambassadors. And I know a lot of her models are also getting into acting. So she would be interested as well, I'm sure.
Well, it's a 3.5 hour drive, Kelly. Put them all in the bus and bring them down.
Nice.
Manager is never done.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a big question, and y'all can answer, as you want. It's not gonna be a classroom. I'm not gonna call on anybody. I'll let y'all answer as you would like. But my first question to you all is, when you found out that you were going to be a mama for the first time, what were some of your fears when you found out you were going to be a mom the first time?
My parents are going to kill me.
Okay, tell us about that.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. The first thing I thought was, what is my mom going to say?
I wasn't worried about nothing else. I was worried about what my parents are going to say. But I was 23. I was moved out. I had my own place. I worked 2 jobs, had a car. So all I had to do was save face, show respect, and go tell them. And it took me 4 months to do that.
Okay. So it took you a minute. So once you got past your parents, what was your fear of being a mama?
Not knowing what to do. So literally, I probably spent my whole pregnancy at my mom and dad's house. And I went home up to my apartment on the weekends, cleaned up, Sunday night I went back to their house, and
Got it.
that's what I did the whole first time I
Yeah.
did with my first daughter. And I was like, when I had her, I even came back to my mom's house, did my little 6 weeks there. So she was probably was 2 months old before I went back to my apartment, but it was a good experience.
Well, I'm glad you had that. I know when I had the twins, I moved with my parents when they were about 6 months old, and that was a really huge help, and it also gave them a chance to be first time grandparents and all of that great stuff to the twins. So
I
that
didn't
was
know
a good
you had
experience.
twins.
Yeah, I do. They're 16,
Okay,
a
I'm a
16
twin.
and
My
3-year-old.
husband was 27.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. So Lakeisha, you said that was a big fear for you, was telling your mom or telling your parents. How did that go for you?
Mhm. It went fine. I was 23 as well. I wasn't living at home. I was working. But I don't know if I didn't fear that she would be disappointed, but I didn't know what her reaction would be. And the way it came about was we thought it was some other medical issues, but it wasn't. And so then it just kind of was like, oh, you're just pregnant. And I'm like, wait, what? And so when I told her, she was more, we both were more relieved that it wasn't something else. We was like, okay,
Okay.
we'll deal with this. And, she had, when I was in high school, she had the twins. So I had been around babies. My older sister had her daughter, cousin. So I had experience with babies. I didn't feel like I didn't know what to do. That was literally it. Just what am I going to tell my mom? How is she going to react when I found out first and then had to tell her? But
Right.
after that, it was kind of like, okay, whew, it's not nothing too serious. It's just a baby. We can get through it. She was already a grandma, so it worked out.
Right. Now, some people would have been like, that is pretty serious that I'm having a baby, but I understand that y'all thought that there was something else that might have been a little bit more complicated and health
Mhm.
threatening than having a baby.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Any other
Mhm.
reactions from mamas? What were y'all reactions when you found out you were going to be a mom for the first time?
That was 24 years ago. I can't remember, to tell you the truth.
I was only 21 years old and I had no fear. I knew everything, so I wasn't
Right.
afraid at all.
Nice. And no fear of the parents and how they were going to respond?
I didn't care. They lived in North Carolina. I still lived in New York State at the time. I didn't care. And also,
See, that was me. I lived in Mississippi. My parents were in North Carolina. I was in the military. I was married.
I was
Their
married.
opinion didn't. Yeah, I didn't care.
I didn't care what they thought.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to do everything the opposite the way my mom did it.
Yeah.
So I was pretty stubborn.
Yeah, I understand that. I know as I was raising the twins, I was like, okay, well, one big thing with me is I always tell my kids that I love them. Not that my mom didn't. My dad said it a lot. My mom didn't start saying it until I was probably in my 20s. And that's because she was raised without her mom saying it to her. So it wasn't that she didn't love me. It's just she wasn't used to saying it.
Right.
And so I started saying it to her. And I used to notice that she would hesitate responding, not because she didn't, but because it was different for her to actually say it. And now she says it before I do now. So it's been helpful to her too, as Mimi. My mom, my grandmother to my kids, or my mom to my kids is Mimi. So
mine is Mimi.
Yeah. Okay. JB, did you speak up? I'm sorry if I interrupted
I was
you.
just waiting on everybody else. But I was actually 27 when I had my first child, so I wasn't really scared. I had literally just graduated cosmetology school, and I was also scared to tell my parents. But as far as everything else, I wasn't scared to be a mom. My only fear was just having the baby. I heard all the stories about going through labor and all of that, and that literally was my biggest fear. And I'd be doggone if it wasn't true.
Right. Yeah.
Everything,
That's
because with my son, I had to actually get rushed to have a cesarean because I was trying to push him and he got stuck. So I had to get
Mm.
rushed over and have him, and then we had to stay in the hospital for like 3 days, and that was like one of my fears. Like something happened, and it happened, but he's
Yeah.
fine and healthy, and he's about to graduate kindergarten next Thursday.
Yay. Go kindergarten. Good job. Good job. Good for him. Good for him. And you're gonna cry at every graduation, kindergarten, elementary, middle school, high school. So take your tissues with you. It's not gonna
I'm
stop.
ready. Have a whole box ready.
Oh yes, and Miss Rebecca, what was your fear moment when you found out you were gonna be a mama?
Probably telling my dad. My dad lived in Arizona at the time, and I was here, and I I expected him to have that disappointment type of situation. I was only 20 when I got pregnant, and actually had my son about 3 weeks before my 21st birthday, and
Okay.
um, that was if I could set the scene. So we're at a Mexican restaurant, me and his dad and my son, and he's in the car seat on the table, and it was my birthday, and I couldn't drink because I was breastfeeding.
Right. I was gonna say you didn't even have a chance to have your first drink before you had the baby.
Nope, I sure didn't.
She had her first
Okay.
drink. I don't buy it.
Your first legal drink. Your first legal drink.
You had been had that first drink. I don't buy it.
Yes, I sure.
Yes. So
If you were doing
I
one
really
thing, you were probably doing the others. That's all I'm saying.
say, well, if you were doing things to make a baby, you most likely were having a drink before that too.
I'm just saying, a drink, something. You doing something.
Nice, nice. Okay, great. So I just have another question. So my other question would be, as a mom, what has been your I say biggest achievement so far as a mom to date? What has been your biggest achievement as a mom?
I'm ready.
Okay,
Mecca.
go ahead. Yep.
I would have to say my biggest achievement was beating brain cancer while still trying to be a good mom to some very young children. You know, that was a very hard time for me, one of the hardest times in all of my life. And I had it in 10 spots in my brain. And I just kept trying to, think positive and, just continue to be the best mom I could be to show my kids that no matter what life may throw at you, you can make it. And for them to be able to see that mom made it through that brain cancer, now they can have that drive. Like they'll always remember, mommy made it through this. So if she can make it through that, I can make it through anything. So I feel like I had to be very strong for that. And I feel like that was like my biggest achievement.
Yes, I love that.
Absolutely.
I hope she doesn't mind, but Miss Lakeisha is a breast cancer survivor herself. So we have a couple of survivors on here. I don't know if anyone else wants to disclose, but I know Lakeisha wouldn't have minded. So Lakeisha is also a breast cancer survivor. So would anybody else like to share? What is your biggest accomplishment to date?
I would say for me, it would be having, because I had 3 children, then I started all over. So watching my 3 oldest kids graduate, go to school, become entrepreneurs, and be successful in, their day-to-day life. That's one of my biggest achievements. I think when I first became a mom, I didn't, you always sit and you look like, dang, I wonder what it's going to be like when I'm 40, what it's going to be like when I'm 30. And by me being 47, I can sit back and look over my life and then see all the things that I did as a mom, all of the sacrifices I made, trying to be a mom and make sure my kids don't know that we're kind of like broke, and one of my biggest things that my kids did that really helped me is they helped me take care of my mom who passed away. It'll be 2 years in July, but she passed away due to complication with dementia. And to see how, my love for them and unconditional love for them would make them want to help me do that and go through that journey that is a big thing. So my three older kids are like my friends now, and they're like the co-parents to my 11-year-old and 13-year-old. So just
Mm-hmm.
seeing what, I always tell my kids, if I feed you a fish, you're going to eat for a day. But if I
Right.
teach you how to fish, you'll eat for a lifetime. And I feel
Right.
like I taught them how to fish.
I love that. I love that. I love that statement. That's powerful. That's powerful. Would anybody else like to share?
I would.
Mhm.
All my kids are in their 30s and 40s, believe it or not. And I guess the biggest satisfaction that I have is
You look
seeing them
good.
raise their own children. They're all, they all have their own families, homes, jobs, and how they're handling life. They're all mature, responsible people, and they're wonderful parents. So I enjoy seeing them being parents.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Would anybody else like to share?
I
I
will.
like to share.
Sure. Go ahead.
One of my biggest achievements, I think, for me is I moved from the DMV here to Charlotte. I didn't know anybody here, and so it was like a clean slate per se. And I've built connections over the years, but I even even still like today, I sit back and I look at my kids and I look at my surrounding and I think about the jobs that I have and I'm like I did it. I doubted myself a lot, not just going through the breast cancer issue, but just family stuff. I can't just pack up in the car and go to my mom's house because she's not around the corner. I can pick up a phone and that makes a difference. But sometimes just having the presence of family makes a big difference. And I chose to move 6.5 hours away, and I didn't think I could make it, and I made it, and I'm still making it. And so just to my kids are getting up there in age and they all have their own different personalities. And I hear a lot, like if I take them to work or if we're out and about, they say, your kids are so well mannered. And I'm like, I did that. I did it. Nobody can say that they did it for me or it just kind of happened. I did it. I made it happen. And I don't say it enough. I'm so proud of myself because I really did have some days where I just was like, this is not going to work. But I'm still here. And I swear, God got a plan for me because He knows He's taking me where He needs to take me, and I love it. I'm loving
Yeah.
every bit of it.
Yeah. You are an amazing mom. You definitely are. I know that you've been in my youngest. So I have the 16-year-old twins and the 3-year-old, and you've been there for my youngest and the twins as well. But you've been there from day one with Zizi, and she loves you, and you always like spending time with her, and having that mother instinct with her. I always know that I can trust her with you. You're one of the very few people that I trust her with because I don't trust my kids with everybody. So, I trust you with my kids because I see how you are with your kids. So, yeah, I felt that. I felt that. What about you, Kashonda and Rebecca? Do you have a accomplishment to date that has been your biggest?
Well, for me, I'm 6 classes away from getting my bachelor's degree. And I taught financial aid today, and I think I might go to get a master's degree.
You go, girl. Do it.
That I am very accomplished.
Yeah.
My son is 21, and he said that he wants to go to school too. I said, well, come on then.
Right. Nice.
So we might be both in school together, and I'm okay with that. And I feel very accomplished in the fact that my son is not out here acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, not out here doing dumb stuff with these young kids. And he goes to work. He has a full-time job. He's doing something that he loves. He works for a vet hospital.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
He's surgery trained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He literally goes home and
awesome.
He goes to work and comes home and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He talks to his friends on the phone, but most of the time he's here, or at work.
Yeah. So he stays out of trouble. Out of trouble.
Yes.
Deal. Good deal. I love that. I love it. Well, the twins, they haven't moved out yet. I still have kids at home, and then somebody crazy, I started all over. So I'll be 62 when my child graduates from high school, and I'm just like, that is just so old. Why did you start all over? But then you look at her and you see why I started all over. But sometimes I'm just like, girl, what did you do that for? I'm calling Lakeisha like, I need a vacation. Can you get this child?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be 55 and 56.
Yes.
I've already calculated it.
Greg, go ahead, Greg.
I don't want to hear it. I got a 19-year-old age gap, 19-year age gap between my two kids. And you know that I was a single father. So
Yeah.
yeah. I've been a parent my whole adult life.
You have.
I don't know what freedom is. I feel like I've been doing a life sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
A life sentence with perks here and there.
People ask me all the time, man, you say what's on your mind. You don't hold back. You don't have a filter really. That's because I don't need to. I've been taking care of people that I made for too long.
Nope.
Yeah, you're another one that started all over, like Kelly.
Yeah,
we started off with this big
9 years old.
You're-
I got a whole 20. He'll be 28 in July.
right.
I got a whole 28-year-old. I was 19 when I had him. He was turning 19 when she was born.
No.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
I'm 47 too. I understand, sis. I do. I understand.
I was like, I put 20. I put 24 years on the block.
She'll be 19.
Right. What can we do? You know,
Nothing.
birth control at the time. It just
I got married. That's what happened to me. You know, she didn't have any kids. I felt like it'd be unfair.
Same here.
And then I don't mean no disrespect, ladies, but she used me for my seed. She used me for my seed, and the fact that I had already proven that I wasn't a deadbeat dad.
It happens. It happens.
Well, at least it was a good seed. You're a good-looking guy, good-looking kid.
Listen, she looked at my resume. I have a living resume. He was living with me. She was like, "Oh, so your teenage son lives with you? Yeah, that's my guy. I'll take it. He's with me." She's like, "Oh, And then she said the same thing you said. Well, you're not bad to look at. Probably make, and your son is cute. You know, you probably make cute babies.
That's important. We have to make sure that our DNA and your DNA match, so we have decent looking kids. So, you know.
Well, now I'm a damn single father again. So men ain't the only ones that do that dirty shit, ladies. Just letting you know.
All right, Kashonda, what's your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest? I'm here to talk here because I'm not in jail. I raised kids. No, seriously. I got married at 19. I was in a very there was a lot of abuse going on in that relationship. You know, I left it, continued on. I was in the military at the time. Anyway, Katrina brought us here. I had 3 kids at the time. So we were starting over from scratch. And we did. Then I had I won't call him a depression baby. I done stopped saying depression baby. He's not my depression baby.
Oh.
I had a new life baby. Then I got married again, and it was another domestic situation. I escaped that one. I had 2 kids, and so after that, I'm a single mom, 6 kids. I went on, got my master's degree. I bought my children a home 11 years ago. They've had a home for 11 years, 6 bedrooms. I just made a post the other day, like my ex-husband wouldn't even watch my kids so I could go to school. Like, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm a single mom, but I have a village, and I'm so grateful for my village. My daughter just graduated from the police academy. I have
That's
one at
awesome.
ODU. They're doing good. I mean, so we're thriving.
Yeah. Yeah.
My biggest accomplishment is breaking those curses. That's it. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. Love that. What questions do you have for the mamas, Kashonda?
Outside of your biggest accomplishments, what is the main thing you want your children to take from you?
For me, I want them to take away grace, to give themselves grace. When you have children, children look up to you as if you're a superhero, and they want you to be perfect. They want you to be the best mom.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my kids, and this is a discussion that we had recently, and with my older kids, they're at that pinnacle of life where they're transitioning from being my kid to an adult. So I believe that you're grown when you turn 18, but when you get into your 20s, you're supposed to be guided, and then that transition for them is a lot harder, and they start to look back and see me and see the mistakes or maybe the areas that I wasn't so good at. And their biggest thing is that I was unemotionally available and going through 2 marriages. One of them was, abusive. I came from an abusive home with my dad, being physically abusive to my mom. There was a lot of mental things that was going on that I did not know about. And it affected them by saying, Mom, you weren't really emotionally available to us. Um, but I apologize for that. I can only apologize so much because I didn't know what was going on. And then when I found out, when I went to, counseling, I contacted Marist, like, what is going on? And I found out that I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder from watching my mom be abused and the way my dad treated us. And then going into a marriage, the first marriage, it wasn't physically abusive, but it was mentally and emotionally, bothersome. And it affected me a lot. And then the second one, I had no business doing the second. The only reason why I stopped by to do that was to get my 2 babies back. I did. And I asked them, look, when you look back, you want me to be this perfect mom, but you were dealing with an unperfect mom who was trying to do perfect things and
Right.
trying to
Right.
make ends meet and do what she had to do in order to make sure that you guys thrive. And, kids have this mindset that you're supposed to be this big superhero. And then when they get into their 18s, 19s, 20s, like, well, mommy really wasn't that perfect. She had
No.
this issue, whatever. But I want them to be able to extend me grace, knowing that I'm an imperfect creature that came from an imperfect creature. And that because of unconditional love, my mom stayed the course. She was some ups and downs. She went through some, emotional, situations where sometimes I was like, I don't know what to do. Depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder is what was my arch nemesis. I didn't know it. And once I found out, and when you know better, you do better. And I'm not the same person that I was. And now I'm able to control a lot more of my emotional issues, and as far as being more verbal with what I don't want, setting boundaries, making people respect me, and identifying people that I don't need to be around. So one of the biggest things I want them to do is to give themselves grace, knowing that they're not going to be perfect in the beginning, they're not going to be perfect at the end, but make sure that they have the right intentions and set forth their goals and they can meet them. Um, Now I want them to know that, your mom was going through some things and she wasn't who she was, 10 years ago. And as we live, we're going to evolve. We're going to gain wisdom. We're going to change our mindset. We're going to change. We're always evolving. So I would want them to know that, give your parents grace. Know that now that just like my older three are lifing, what they call it. Life is lifing. So they understand like, well, dang, mommy was going through that too. Yeah. I was 23. I ain't know nothing.
Right.
So I grew up with
Mhm.
you. I was evolving with you. I was learning to be a mom. I had, my two boys, my second and third children are boys, and they were 12 months apart. I'm a twin, but I didn't know about anything about Irish twins. It was just the same amount of work.
Right.
And it was a lot. I was a
Yes.
stay-at-home mom, and I sacrificed, corporate America to be at home and stay, with my older three. My younger two, they see Kelly working, so they don't get the benefit of having me at home like my older three. But I just
Right.
want them to know to give themselves grace. Know that this is an evolving day, and that they're going to change from 21 to 31 to 41. Your mindset, your desires, your thoughts, your love is going to change. And
Mhm.
unconditional love is the best way to love somebody who's imperfect.
Nice. I love that. Anyone else want to share? What do you want your children to take away as for you being a
Courage and
mom?
strength. The courage and strength takes just to be human in the world we live in. Just
JB, you're breaking up, so we can hardly hear you.
Hello.
Okay, I think we can hear you
Can
now.
you hear me now?
Oh no,
Yep.
I think JD might be hiding from her kids.
Okay. I was saying courage and strength.
Gray said you're hiding from your kids, JB. Or what would be your takeaway for your kids, JB? We can't hear you. I don't know why, but we can't hear you, JB. I'm sorry.
It's like radio silence.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she in that closet, she hiding from the children. And she needs to open so we can hear her.
It's okay, JB. I was gonna tell her to go out and come back in. Would anybody else?
The sweaters blocked the signal. We couldn't hear.
Would anybody else like to share their takeaway for their kids?
You know what? I got one. First of all, let me start with what I'm most proud of. I haven't killed him. I don't have any felonies on my record. I can still pass a background check with no problem.
Yes.
He doesn't currently have any felonies on his record, so that's and in these days and times, a 27-year-old black man with long red curly hair, like his hair is literally darker red than Tiffany's hair. And he got the side shaved, and he got a man bun or twist, whatever. It's always something different with that guy. But he likes girls. That's positive. He does not have any children yet, so I don't have to be walking around here mad that I'm a grandfather. Although sometimes I get accused of being my daughter's grandfather. I don't know. Yeah.
What do you want your son to take away from you as a father?
I think he's doing it because he hasn't made me kill him.
Okay, that's an accomplishment right there.
No, like really, Bill Cosby. I know it might be too soon to talk about Bill Cosby, but he was America's dad for a lot of years, and he said, I brought you in this world, and I will take you out. I haven't had to do that.
Good.
The other thing I can say that I'm proud of is I chose a sane woman to be, although she did some shady shit now, don't mind you. She's sane, and she's a good mother.
Good.
His mother was not, I could not say that about on either point. So
Right.
I feel like my picker got fixed. And at least I'm picking good parents.
At least tweaked. You tweaked it a little bit.
I tweaked it a little bit to get, because I mean, I've heard the ladies, all of y'all said, I've heard multiple statements of, unfortunately, and you have my condolences and my sympathy about the abuse and all, because that's some bullshit. I haven't put my hands on nobody, my child or their parent. It's been beautiful. But we have had a history of picking not necessarily the best.
Understood.
So she, at least, we not together, but she's a great mother. So we've improved. And my daughter is far smarter than my son will ever be at 9 years old. So
well,
I told you I'm gonna say the things y'all won't say. I'll say it.
To that point, having 16-year-olds and having a 3-year-old, I parent differently this time.
Absolutely.
Learning from my mistakes that I felt I made with my older kids.
Yes.
So I understand that. I understand that. I don't know.
You do it again, you gotta fix your picker, Tiff. Gotta get your picker on point. My daughters, both sets of children, their fathers are very active in their life, and my youngest, you got a decent picker as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I did. And Zaya has a phenomenal dad. He's an amazing dad. So she got blessed with that. So yeah. Okay.
My son's mother is literally a crackhead.
Oh no. We're getting away from you, Gray. Bye. Lisa. Lisa.
You're picking on me.
Lisa, Rebecca, and Lakeisha. Oh Lord, you can leave it up to Gray. Leave it up to Gray to get me. What is your takeaway for your children? What would your takeaway for your children be?
My sons are, one of them's in his late 30s, the other one's in his 40s. I'm probably not influenced them that much at this time. I mean, except for my role as a yaya. I would like to think that they are, would take away kindness and compassion for other people. I don't, I'm sure they probably exhibit that to others. I see it maybe treating their own family nicely, but I know my daughter has those qualities, because I see her with, interacting with volunteering and different things. And I know that she has a kind heart. My sons, I'm not as sure. I mean, I think that they must be decent people. They just don't talk to me as much. I don't go to lunch with my sons. It's just different. Once they got married, had their wives and their kids, they don't have as much time for me. So they're doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
Kind of compassion, I guess, for others, and maybe thinking about how they can help improve the world while they're here a little bit.
Right. Those are good things. Those are great things. What about you, Lakeisha and Rebecca?
I would say for me, I always try to teach my kids progress over perfection. Kids these days, it's a different world, and our kids are under so much pressure, no matter the age. And I just want them to always remember that it's always just one foot in front of the other. Just do what you can. Always remain respectful. Always respect yourself. Respect me, your dad. Just try to be a good human. It's just try not to fall into what society wants you to be. I want them to be great people, and I can only do so much as their mom. I can be a great role model. I can, but all of my kids have seen me go through a lot, and I am probably the most mild-mannered person in their lives. And so I think that my kids have grown to be the same. And I pray for them a lot, because I don't want them hurt. I don't want them to go out here and hurt other people. I just want them to be good human beings, and who just love people, love yourself. That's it. And that I think that is the best I can do for them. I can be there for them. But when it comes time for them to go out on their own, I think at this point, I think I've done a good job being, the best person I can be, despite all of my barriers and my speed bumps and everything I've gone through in my life. I would never deflect that to them. I try to shield my kids as much as I can. I think we all do, from when we walk out the door, and it's just so much pressure for them. And I try to shield them as much as I can, but they still have to live. They still have to grow up. So I just want them to know that life is not perfect. It'll never be perfect. It'll be perfect the way you want it to be. I might not see your life the way you see it, or your friends won't see your life the way you see it, vice versa. But you just do the best you can. And as long as you are comfortable with who you are, who you love, who you allow in your circle, then just be happy. That's it. That is literally it. And I hope they take that from me. If anything, take that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love that. Yeah. Rebecca. Yeah. What about you?
I feel a lot of what you just said, and that, to me, I just want, if he didn't like something that I did, while he was a child, I want him to change it. I want him to make his life even better than I had it say so. And I want him to know that he deserves to have the best of everything. No matter what may come or may go, you deserve to have the best of it. And do whatever you want to do out of this life, or make the most of this life. You know what I mean? I just want to have everything that he wants and desires, and loved, whether it's from is loved. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think there's so many people around our children, especially even with social media and celebrities and all that kind of stuff. There's so much negative influences out there that I think that showing our children love and letting them know that they have a safe place and that we support them in their goals and so forth is just so important, because there's so many children out here who do not have that at all. And so being able to let them be individuals, we have our dreams for them, but respecting that they have dreams as well. And as long as they don't get no felonies, like Gray was saying, as long as you're doing things legally, strive to meet your goals. And as parents, we're going to support you the best way we can. I want to bring out something specifically for Rebecca, is that I wanted her to come on from being in the LGBT community. And how is that for you as a mom raising a child in the LGBT community?
Well, it was different. Everything because of how I knew my other person. She knew him. We got together, and it was. I wish that it was more than what it was. Like, I wish they had the opportunity to form that bond. Like, I know that I'm not going to be replaced, but to have an extra mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been real cool to me. It's not really who you love.
Rebecca, you're breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if maybe because you're a little bit away from the screen, because we could hear you before.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I wanted it to be more of like an extra nurturing
Mm.
parent in the situation,
Mhm.
you know, um, like a little bit. Yeah. So my son's dad, he passed away in 2017 from cancer,
Mhm.
and he was only 14.
Mhm.
So when I got with my situation that I'm in now, um, I thought that it would be better as far as like a help with being a mom. You know what I'm
Mhm.
like, just having, like I said, that extra backup with the nurturing, the love, the a different point of view from a different woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but it didn't work out like that.
Mhm.
But I feel like it could be a better situation, like even if I were to get with another woman or another man or something,
Mhm.
it's it
Do
was a little.
you feel do you feel like being in the LGBT community added additional concerns or barriers, or as a parent, do you feel that that made it harder as a parent or not for you?
In my situation, I don't think it did. I think a lot of it more had to do with their relationship.
Right. Good. 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 Yeah, because I've talked to we've had same-sex couples on here before. We've had individuals on here that are bisexual who, can be in monogamous relationships with men or women, and their parents. And I have heard that, being uh, having a family, especially when it comes to their peers, sometimes can be a challenge because the children, even though children are more accepting nowadays than when we were younger, that it still can sometimes cause peer conflicts or peer um, uh, concerns or issues with children that grow up in LGBT homes because of the dynamics of the home. But coming out of the teaching system and being a social worker, I'm finding that our children, our children between in elementary and college nowadays, they don't have so much of those biases and those stereotypes and those prejudices that children did probably when we were younger. So I'm glad that that is getting better for families that are in the LGBT community to have that support, but knowing that it can be some children can be cruel for
Mhm.
all kinds of reasons, and add two moms or two dads in the home, children can be really cruel. So I'm glad that that hasn't posed like an added stressor for your family. So that's really good. That's really good. Um, Kashonda, I'm gonna ask the same question for you. As a military mom, did you find that you had additional concerns or additional barriers or anything as a military mom um, raising kids?
I actually just had this conversation yesterday. So my older kids definitely got a different mom than my younger kids. My older
Mm,
ones, they're self-sufficient. Like early on, I didn't have problems getting them up. Like 0400, we up. We got to get out of here. We got to, you drop you off, pick, it. I deployed after 9/11. I was gone for 7 months. My son was 5 months old. And when I came
mm,
back, he was walking, talking. I had missed everything. So when I got
mm,
pregnant with my third child, I made the decision to get out of the Air Force. Then Katrina happened. So
mm,
up until that point, we were there. They were on a regimen. Like they knew. I didn't have to get up on Saturday mornings. They knew how to go in there and fix their self cereal. They were very self sufficient. These younger
mhm.
ones, they're sufficient, but I have been blessed enough that I have not worked full time in the office since 2013. these kids, my younger three, they are spoiled. Like every morning I get up, I cook them breakfast, I make them lunch, I walk them to the bus stop, I drive, the older ones to school. Like I'm there, I'm present. My older ones, they have known me more than half my life. I had my first at 19. I'm be 44 this year. So they have grown with me. These younger ones, they be testing my gangster. I just be wondering. These kids are different. They are very different. So I definitely see the difference in, from my older ones having been raised in that military lifestyle versus my three younger ones, for me being home present more. Like, and I mean, they know how to cook now, and they, they do for themselves, but they lazy. Oh,
yeah.
So,
yeah. Understood. Gray, do you have a question for our mamas?
I just think that you might want to let JB back in because she's been screaming in the chat.
Oh, well, she's not showing up for me to let her in. I don't know where she's at. It's not showing me that she's there.
And she said, I can hear y'all, but y'all don't see me, and I can't seem to get in.
Yeah, JB. What I'm gonna say is go completely out, close the app, and it's not showing me that she's waiting to get in. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, let's see. Do I have a question?
Now, if he thinks about it, ladies, y'all know he about to come with the gusto.
What would you say is the farthest extent that you've individually gone for your children?
I'll go first. Let me go ahead and answer that. Get that out of the way.
Come on in.
So as a mom of 16, of a mom of 6.
16.
I said, I'm sorry, as a mom of 6, my 16-year-old. Greg, don't start.
You know what I said about women with a bunch of kids on the last episode.
I don't start. Correction. As a mom of 6, my 16-year-old, he started going down the wrong path. And I did everything I could to try to save him. I tried to reach out to different programs to see if they were available. I took the boy downtown myself and was like, yo, help me before he's in your system. Well, now I have a 16-year-old who's a felon in their system. And the hardest thing for me ever was turning my son in, because I knew he did exactly what he had been accused of. And I'm big on accountability. I'm big on taking accountability for my actions. I married their fathers. I couldn't stand. I didn't like none of them. I never married none of them for love. So I take full accountability for the choices I made in choosing their fathers. So I did the healing. I went to therapy, So I teach my kids accountability. We gotta take accountability. So that was really the hardest thing for me. He ran away for 2 months. I couldn't sleep at night. So when he finally got caught and he just kept getting in trouble, it was like, yeah, you could have killed somebody. And that doesn't sit well with my soul. So you need to sit down somewhere. And so he's doing well. He's doing much better. He's making good grades. So I let him know this was a bump in the road in your life. It does not determine your whole life. And where we go here when you come home is everything.
Right. And he can get his record closed and sealed and all that so that he can have the opportunities that he deserves after this healing and this journey that he's on. Yeah. So big up to you, Mama. I feel I could do that as well. I've taken one of my children to the police station before because they did something, and I was like, "Here, take them." I've had to put one of my kids at behavioral health because they were very depressed I took them. It was hard, but I wanted them to know that they had supports and that not always do I have all the answers.
That's
So
right.
I applaud you for taking that step. Would anybody else like to share?
Before the next person shares, I just want to say, so I didn't have to take my son and turn him in. I probably wouldn't have done that. Then I would have had that other problem that we talked about because he'd just be dead. But or I'd have been in jail with a felony for beating the hell out of him.
Either way.
Yeah,
somebody would have been locked up.
I don't think I would have taken him and turned him in, just because I don't feel like any more of us need to be in the system. But he did get arrested for stealing a pair of pants out of Target. Boy said he needed some pants. At the time, I was making $150,000 a year.
Oh.
He said he needed some pants. He couldn't wear no pants when I got my hands on him. Yeah, he got arrested, and when he called me and he said I'm in jail, I just hung up the phone. I was like, "You be all right." I mean, I knew my plan was to go get him, but he gonna sit for a little while. That's the place that people with steal pants go. That's where y'all go, and they'll give you pants.
They will. They'll give you pants that somebody else just had on. They just rushed it all together. And now you got on somebody else funky drawers they had on last week. You don't know.
And now you're sitting in the bed looking like Puss in Boots.
There you go. Yeah. He had no problem. He had no problem asking me for PlayStation games and all the other stuff. But this fool decides him and his girlfriend. And then he muled her. He put the pants in her backpack.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, what kind of shady shit is this? You clearly get this from your mama.
Not the mama.
That crackhead behavior.
But we couldn't ask her because we didn't know where she was. You know, where is she at? I don't know.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, no. I think the best thing I could do for my daughter is have had my son 19 years earlier, because now everything that she's about to do wrong, I say you should ask your brother about that first and see how I'm going.
Seek first a counsel of knowledge.
That's it. I'm not that different as a parent. I'm a little more patient. A little better resourced, but other than that, like, I had a blueprint that I followed. My mother and my father, I followed what they did, and what I didn't like, I didn't do that. I did the things that I thought were impactful. But the reality is, he called me, Dad. Oh, don't get mad. I'm already mad. I'm already mad.
Right.
Because you called from this is a call from an inmate at the Fulton County Correctional Facility. Say word. Don't get mad. Okay.
What did you say? Don't get mad.
Right.
Don't get mad.
Don't call me.
Wait a minute.
Don't call me from jail.
Before you get mad.
Because you can't even give me like
a justifiable reason.
Right.
Like you've already called me from the Fulton County jail. What's your valid reason for me not getting mad?
Fulton County.
Don't get mad. What?
Right.
Like, you're calling me from jail, son.
That is giving the most of yourself, preparing for these people to make their own decisions and see how that works out, and then we're sitting here waiting for the outcome. That's a big give.
Yeah.
He's still here to tell the story.
You ain't killing me.
That's
That's
right.
the gift. He's still
And
here
you
to
know
tell
what?
the
That's
story.
a good point, because my daughter, she got pregnant her senior year in high school, and she had got accepted into Hampton University. And this is where I had a big pivotal moment in my life where I realized my life is my life. Their life is their life. I'm just here to guide them, help, nurture them. I took out a loan to buy this girl a house so she didn't have to stay on campus, so she could rent out the rooms, have income. And girl was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant. I'm not going to school."
Oh, jeez.
It's like the slow blink, right? You just give the slow blink.
Your life stops. My daughter was 16 in high school, and and the funny thing, when I found out she was 16, the funny thing is that she had lost a notebook. My daughter likes to write, so she write down all her experiences. Notebook was lost. She had the little ones. They was 3 and 5 years old. We're looking for a notebook. We're looking for a notebook.
Oh, she knew what was in that notebook.
Yeah. She didn't want that notebook to be found.
And I'm sitting in my room, look, because I know it's about to be something, but discernment has said, Russ, Kelly, I'm going to prepare you for what you're about to see.
You need to take a nap.
Right. I'm just sitting there.
You got to go take a nap because it's going to be a whole lot of sleepless nights.
I'm watching all the children run through the house, look for this notebook. So the next day, I think it was maybe a couple of days later, she goes to school. She said she's not feeling well. And I was like, well, just stay home because I hate going to school and waiting for y'all to come down to the office to stay at home.
Right.
I said, if you go to school and call me, I'm going to be mad.
Right.
She goes to school, call me. And as I'm going to pick her up, I'm already got an attitude. And as I'm walking, I lived in it was an upper level and lower level, and going through the front door, you could actually see to the living room through the banister. And I'm looking at the side of my peripherals, and what do I see?
That notebook.
The notebook. I don't know where the notebook came from. I don't know who put it there. I'm gonna say the Lord put it there. But I went out the door and got in the car, and God was like, "Go back in the house and look at the notebook." I'm like, "No, I don't want to go." And I said, "Whatever I'm about to see, you better prepare me for it." So I'll go back in the house, pick up the notebook, flip through it. And it just landed on a page where it says, "My mom has always told me not to be a fast ass, and now I don't know how to tell her I'm pregnant." I just fell on the couch like,
oh no. That is like my biggest fear.
I was gonna die. So I go to the school, I go get some gas, I call her and like, you need to make sure you're downstairs in the office. And so she was like, "Oh, okay, Mom." I said, "Yeah. How far along pregnant are you?" And she, huh? I said, "How far along pregnant are you?" She was like, 6 weeks. I was like, "Yeah, I'm upstairs at the office when I get there."
Oh.
If I could have tore that, and my daughter gets mad because I got mad, but I'm a mom with a kid, and I'm not saying I've had friends who've been 16 and pregnant, but that was one of the hardest things I had to do to relate to my daughter. I had to seek refuge with my high school friends who got pregnant at 16, and they coached me. But that was one of the hardest things, and I'm one of those believers that I'm not going to speak on anything unless I went through it.
Right.
So it was hard for me to relate to her as a mom. I was angry. I was hurt. I was like devastatedly hurt. The baby daddy is a jerk. You know what I'm saying? I like non-existent, and he's a jerk. And I didn't want my baby to go through that. But God doesn't give us more than we can bear. And I'm here today to say my son, Prince Judah, is an amazing 6-year-old little boy who's loved by everyone. And that was one of the biggest things I had to do as a mom. And when I say I cut the umbilical cord and everything.
Everything my son actually cut the umbilical cord for his sister. So
it was nasty. I didn't like it. But she's a good mom. She loves her kids. She has another little boy, my grandson Coda and Israel, Coda Israel, and they're amazing. They made me a Kiki. They know better. My aunt and sister will come to the house and be like, I dare you to call your Kiki grandma. And they be like, nope. They like, do you have a grandma? We don't have a grandma. We have a Kiki. You dad going right?
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have a few minutes left. So I really want to ask this mom, as moms, as our 2024 Supermom picks, right? What and I am going to actually call you in order so that everybody gets a chance to answer. For other moms, for moms out there, what is something that you would tell other moms above everything else? What would be one of the top things that you would say to other moms when it comes to motherhood or parenting or whatever that is? What is something that you would tell to a room full of new moms? Lisa, I'm gonna start with you.
Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I've spoken to a Late League meeting or something. I used to do a whole series of meetings for new moms and what to expect and what to do. I mean, I think it's really important for women to have other women. Have that village. If you live here by yourself, join a mom's club or go to the toddler story time at the library and meet other moms who can help you, because you get so much wisdom from other moms and you can watch how they parent and interact with their children. And I think that that's one of the best gifts that you can give yourself as a new mom.
Yes, agree.
Are you recommending sister wives? Is that what you're doing?
Sister wives. You don't have to live in the same house, but with the internet.
I'm just trying to. I mean, this is the private room. I just want to make sure.
I'm about to mute Gray.
I don't have against that, but even with the internet and all the things that you can do now, even if you didn't have any friends in the town, you can still have a village out there to support you in your motherhood journey.
Yeah. Good advice. Rebecca, what would you tell moms? A room full of new moms, what would you tell them?
I'm gonna bite off a little bit of what Lisa just said. Let people help you and love your babies. Just love them as much as you can, because it goes by so fast.
Yes. Yes, because we got grandmas on here. Right. We got Mimi's and Kiki's and Gigi's and all that on here. So yes, it does. It goes pretty fast. Kelly, what would you say to a room full of new moms?
I would say love and tough love coexist together. And I will also say extend yourself grace. That's my biggest thing, because I'm learning to extend myself grace. And I'm my own worst critic. And if I make a mistake, sometimes my mind will get blown. But you have to extend yourself grace and know that each year that you're with your child, you're evolving into another person as well. And the mistakes that you made as a younger person does not define who you're going to be as a mother, as an older person, and as a grandmother. And that we are in a imperfect world. We're here to make mistakes because mistakes make us stronger and make us have more wisdom. And we won't gain that unless we, accept the mistakes we made, accept accountability, address them, and correct them, and then move forward. And that's what we're here for. So I will always tell you, love your babies as much as you can, but also love them with tough love, because this world is not easy. And it's a lot of things that, you want to be tough to your kids too, because you don't want them to be like wimps when they get out into the world. You don't want them to be like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Yeah, make them wash that spoon. Even though they washed the dishes, they left that one spoon. Make them wash that one spoon.
Right.
And that just because that one spoon may help you save a job. So I would say that. And give yourself grace. Love yourself. Give yourself time to grow and learn. Love your babies. They're growing with you, because till we die, we're never going to stop growing.
Right. This is good advice for all moms. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Give grace and just know that you're evolving with your babies as they grow. Yes, love it. Kashonda, what would you say to a room full of moms?
Well, we're here now. No, honestly, besides giving just yourself grace, extend grace to your kids, because it's hard for adults to regulate their emotions. Imagine a child trying to regulate their emotions as well when the adult hasn't even learned that process for themselves. Patience, 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 love, love, love. Understand that your journey is not their journey. Their journey is not your journey. You're just here temporarily to help nurture, guide, love them, be the best provider you can be, to send them off into the world to find their own purpose in life. They're not yours. They're on loan to you. There's no greater job in this world than, for me, than motherhood, because
I agree.
they chose me, and so I have to be the best I can be for them to be the best they can be. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. Miss Lakeisha, what would you tell a room full of moms?
I would say, this is something I'm learning myself, is always, always, always prioritize self-care, because you can't be of any good use to anybody else if you don't take care of you. It's okay sometimes to be selfish. We're not moms first. We're women first. You know, so and that's a hard lesson to learn, especially when you know all you know is to do for other people. You have to take a step back and take care of yourself. If you don't, what's the point? You have to prioritize yourself sometimes. And then once you feel like you're at 100, you can go out there, you can put your cape on, S on your chest, let's go. But you definitely got to take care of yourself first. I always, and that was something that was hard for me to learn, because I was always there for everybody and not a lot of people were there for me. And that's okay, because it's not always going to come back to you. It will at some point, but just you have to take care of you first and pray on it. Once you pray on it, you let it go, and that's it. It'll come.
Yeah.
It will definitely come.
Yeah. It will. It will. I want to share some feedback from those that are listening. They started putting their comments of advice. So a couple from Donella, she said, be patient with your child. So Bright Crenshaw said, apologize often and always as much as you can when it comes to raising your voice, because children can take that energy into adulthood. Someone else said, love on your kids to let them know you got them. Another was, listen and pay attention to your child. Suicide is real. Children are feeding with their eyes, children are, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be feeding, feeling with their eyes, including ears. I think I said that correctly.
They're consuming. They're feeding.
Right. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. I'm sure I was reading that correctly. Another was, lastly, pray over your children and speak over your children. Be there. So for support system, be there to support them and to listen how they feel. I know our grandparents used to, what was the statement they used to say? Children, it's something about children not having a voice. Like, I can't remember the exact statement.
Not heard?
Yes. But in today's society, children have a lot to say. And I find that when I'm working with parents, especially parents in crisis, one of the biggest things that children would say is, my parents don't listen to me. They don't talk to me. They don't care how I feel. And so, as a mom, for me, is the same thing as all of y'all have said. Let your children become their own individuals. And I agree. Their journey is their journey, even though we want certain things for them, and just show them that they're loved and supported. Because again, so many children don't have a parent to do that. They might have grandparents or they might have their teachers, but when your parent, your biological parents, are not loving and supporting you, no matter who else comes in your life, it's still going to affect you. It's still going to have some kind of negative impact on you. So love your children. Support them as best you can. Be their biggest advocate. That's been huge for me as a parent. Be their biggest advocate and just let them know that you're a safe place.
Yes.
Not everything has to be an argument. Not everything has to be, I told you so. If anything,
Mothers
listen.
parents can be wrong.
Yes,
You
they can.
be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And give me 1 second. And I like how someone said, apologize to your kids. When you make mistakes, apologize. I ask my kids maybe once or twice a year. I know I'm not a perfect parent. What can I do to be a better parent? I ask my kids that. And they will tell me what their grievances are, what their concerns are, their issues are with me. And then I do what I need to do to fix it. I'll let them know I'm not perfect and I'm learning from you just like you're learning from me. So, Gray, you want to take us out for the next?
I wanted to first say thank y'all for letting me hang out with you ladies today. And I'm going.
You was a little better today. Thank you for being on your best behavior.
I mean, that has something to do with the topic, Kashonda. Come on now. Hold on, this show's not over yet. Hold on. Let me get my microphone. I want to thank you.
We're keeping it PG today. We're keeping it PG today.
I mean, it'll be PG. Look, seriously, as a single father of two, I got a 27-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter who both seem to believe that they're my life coaches. Right? Today, I'm going to share the what I would say as words of encouragement, maybe a sprinkle of humor, a lot of admiration for the new moms, because that's the question, right? So what I would say is this. Firstly, congratulations. You joined the most exclusive club on earth, parenthood. There's no membership fee, but the 3 a.m. wake-up calls are non-negotiable. Right?
3, 4, 5.
My hat's off to each of you for your strength, your patience, and the sheer magic you bring into the world. You're not just raising children, you're shaping the future one diaper change at a time.
Literally.
Let's be real for a moment. Everything can be like a living sitcom where you're the star, the supporting cast, and the audience all at once.
Yes.
Right? Your little one might see the floor as their canvas and the spaghetti as their paint. Trust me, right? My daughter once turned our living room into a crime scene with a bottle of ketchup. My son, on the other hand, believed that the car keys were a magical tool to unlock a candy portal. Spoiler alert, they were not. But amid the chaos, the sleepless nights, and the mystery stains all over the furniture, there's an abundance of love and laughter.
Yes.
You're creating memories that will outlast any mess. Each giggle, each tiny little hand squeeze, each I love you, mommy, is a treasure. And here's the best part. Obviously, you're not alone. If you look around the room,
right,
you're surrounded by fellow warriors in the battlefield of parenthood. Lean on each other, share your stories, and laugh at the absurdity of it all. We've all had those moments where the baby monitor becomes the soundtrack to our lives. And coffee becomes our best friend if you drink coffee.
Yes. Hey, I have a coffee line. Shameless plug. Take a look.
I know what I'm doing right now. I do this. This is what I do. This is my Jerry Springer, Steve Harvey in the morning show, Donnie Simpson moment for those of y'all from DC. Can y'all let me work? I'm holding the show. So to all of the phenomenal moms, new moms, keep doing what you're doing. You're superheroes in yoga pants, masters of multitasking, and the heartbeats of our homes. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take a break. And it's definitely okay to laugh at the craziness. And from one parent to another, you got this. Your love is the greatest gift you can give. And you're doing an incredible job. or you've done an incredible job, depending on where you are in life. But we're talking to new moms. So if you're new and you're listening, here's to the adventures ahead, the milestones to come, and the endless joy of raising our little ones. Thank you. And may your coffee be strong, your patience endless, and your kids' naps longer than expected. With my heartfelt admiration to all of you super moms, I'm Gray. This has been The Private Room with Tiffany. And I think we're about to close this joker.
Yes, thank you. So please, Lisa, share your social media for your business.
Well,
If you like.
on Facebook, I'm Lisa J. Bowman Realtor. I think that's my page. And
yes, it is.
Regular Facebook is just Lisa Morrison Bowman.
Got it. Thank you. Kelly, share your social media.
You can find me at Kelly Boone on Facebook, or under the Lady of Fearless Runway, or the House of Fearless Runway on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Nice. Kashonda, tell everybody how they can find your business.
On Facebook, I have, what am I on Facebook? Kashonda Thorpe.
Kashonda Thorpe.
My business page is Take a Look. On Instagram, I have 2 Queens Rising. That's my more for my authors, and Take a Look is for my coffee line. And on TikTok, I'm Take a Look too.
Nice. Thank you. Lakeisha, your social media.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's Keisha's Cakes, and Cakes is Kakes. Keisha is no E, so Kishas and Kakes. And also Diamond Status Traveling on all 3 as well.
Nice. Thank you. Rebecca, share your social media.
On here, I am Rebecca Mireles, Mireles. On Instagram, I'm ARA00. But that's about it for me.
Okay. All right. No problem. You have a full-time job and a full-time career as being as a mom, girl. So don't diminish that. Don't diminish that. We got careers, lifelong careers going on here. Gray, tell everybody how they can find you.
On all platforms and my website, it's Everything is Gray. EVERITHINGISGREY. Everywhere.
Thank you.
Everything is Gray.
Thank you. And please make sure that you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, The Private Room with Tiffany. Thank you for being on, ladies, and our super moms of 2024. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.